Alright, so welcome back guys. Once your first time here, I'm Vision here on Brand Entertainment for you guys in our video. Today I'm going to be going over what we will be getting in the Power Rangers franchise for the year of 2024. Now, Power Rangers, don't your instant update, hit subscribe button down below, hit that bell icon, there's more Power Rangers content from me moving forward. Now let's begin. So, going off of what we know at the moment regarding any kind of product or any like movie or TV show regarding the franchise at the moment, from what we have heard and rumors, is we're pretty much getting not much. We know that the Lightning collection is going on hiatus. We also know that there is some stuff going on in Hasbro behind the scenes, but I'm not gonna get into like all that stuff. That's something different. I'm not gonna mainly be focusing on that. But we do have at least the comics. We have the MMPR comics that will still be going out. We got the Darkest Hour arc. I think that'll run all the way through 2024. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that will go all the way through 2024. But we also have the Amy Jo Johnson miniseries, Power Rangers The Return, which is coming out later this year. Or in a couple months, actually. I think it's actually coming out in January or February. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comment section. But we got that. I know it's been kind of a bit of a controversial discussion between fans due to some of the story ideas that Amy Jo is doing within that book, but I'm excited at least. But yeah, as it stands right now, we are not getting anything in the movie or TV area wise. However, I do believe, while there's nothing in the forefront, I do believe Hasbro has got some things going on in the background. Now, again, I know we've talked about this for the past couple while. People have talked about how Hasbro doesn't care, but I honestly think that right now, with what's going on, there's stuff going on behind the scenes, and they're trying to figure out what they're doing. We know that at the moment, the Jonathan and Whistle project is still in development. I know there's a lot of people saying it's not, but it still is in production. For those of people who have been asking, Simon Bennett is no longer involved in Power Rangers. He left, and there is no future regarding sentai adaptations or any new season in regards to the main series continuity. Cosmic Fury was the end that we know of as of right now, so there will be no new season of PR coming out in 2024 that has anything to do with Simon Bennett or the main continuity as it stands right now. So what I think is most likely going on is restructuring. I think Hasbro acquired PR in a rough spot. They got it at the end of Super Ninja Steel back in 2018. However, they had contracts from Saban that were already set in stone that they couldn't get out of, that ran through 2021. So they had a few issues there. Plus, Saban still had its hands into the first season of Beast Morphers in some ways. So while yes, Beast Morphers season 1 is part of the Hasbro era, I firmly say it's in the Hasbro era. It does have some mixes of Saban in it, but in my opinion, it's supposed to be a Hasbro season. And what I think has been mostly going on is, for the past few years since Hasbro has obtained the franchise, is it's kind of been on a coasting area. Look, we all know Power Rangers does sell. We know that it does sell depending on where you put your money. However, when you first acquire a project, you're not going to throw thousands of money behind it. Toys, new TV show, new movies. While yes, history has shown that stuff will sell, when you're in new waters, testing new waters with new people behind it, you're going to be cautious when throwing money into the franchise, because if you don't get returns on that money, you're kind of screwed. And I think that's where Hasbro has been for the past few years, is they're treading lightly, putting out products, putting out the Lightning collection, and treading lightly. We're not going to get this big thing with PR. I think, honestly, with smart money management, you're going to take things slow. So I think for the most part, the past however many years it has been with Hasbro, it's been kind of on a coasting and transition mode. I think, like I said, though, they had certain contracts they had to follow regarding when they, bought the franchise from Saban, so they definitely had to follow those through up until 2021. As we all know, in 2019 and 2020, things kind of threw a monkey wrench in a lot of things regarding what was going on in the world. and the pandemic didn't fully end until 2022 earlier this year. At least that's how many people see it. I'm not going to get into that argument. That's a bit of a political issue, so I'm not going to get into or anything regarding arguing when the pandemic started, ended, whatever that goes around. Um, any comments about that, I will delete. So please don't talk about that in the comment section. But they acquired Power Rangers at a tricky time. So I think once they got out of that, their contracts in 2022 and 2023 was kind of a transition area. You know, Dino Fury Season 1 was pretty much originally supposed to be the end of this main continuity, everything going on, but they ended up pushing out Season 2 of Dino Fury and Cosmic Fury. They originally had no plans to do that, so again, to me that shows that they actually cared enough to give us 2 more extra seasons, even though when they had their contracts run out. But I think for the past 2 years at least, 2022 and 2023, has kind of been a transition area. They're trying to figure out what they want to do, and they're trying to figure out where to take the franchise, see what works, see what doesn't work. And I think that's what the past 2 years have been, at least. Now, like I said, they are going on hiatus with the Lightning Collection. There's stuff going on behind the scenes. And I think 2024 in the background is kind of going to be a restructuring year for Hasbro and the Power Rangers franchise. I think they're going to see what has been going on in the past few years. Okay, see what this works, that doesn't work. What's not to continue with this, what's continue with that, and kind of see where they can take the franchise in 2024. I do think there's progress working with the Jonathan Entwistle movie or universe. We know that has been in the works. People have been saying that it's not going on. It still is in the works. I think, again, due to the pandemic, because it was announced, I think, around the time the pandemic started or while we were in the middle of the pandemic. I can't remember exactly. But we do know that they have the Entwistle project going on. I think we would have heard some news in 2023, but the writers and actors strike kind of threw a monkey wrench in that as well, because they weren't able to work on scripts. They weren't able to talk to actors. So I think that threw a big monkey wrench in the whole system as well. If I had to go on and guess right now, I think for the past 2 months or so, I think that's how long the actor strike has been over, how long the writer strike. I think up until the beginning of 2024, the first half of 2024, I think they're probably going to, like I said, sit down, is restructure, probably get started on a script for one of the Jonathan Entwistle's projects, one of the movies or TV shows. And I think we'll at least start hearing rumblings about casting probably towards the middle of the year. Maybe at Hasbro PulseCon, they could do a cast announcement for one of those projects. I definitely think by the end of the year, we'll get some kind of announcement for the new Entwistle projects. At least one of them, either the movies or the TV shows. I definitely think that'll be in the works. I think the script will be underway by the beginning of the month or beginning of the year. Looking at actors will probably start going underway towards the summer. So I definitely think it's possible by Hasbro PulseCon, maybe the end of the year, we'll get some kind of news regarding the franchise and the new reboot series. So that's where I stand right now. I think 2024, while we're not getting anything, regarding toys or TV shows / movies, I think it's more stuff going on in the background. I think it's a restructuring year. And I think the longer it takes for this Entwistle project, the better. You don't want them to just throw something out there and then have it be mid to bad. You want something to be big. You want something to leave a big impact. So I think the more time they take on the Entwistle projects, the better, in my opinion. So I'm really hoping we get some news at least by the end of the year. Like I said, maybe cast announcements. I would definitely expect to probably hear some news about the script. The original script that they had put out a couple of years ago, I really hated that idea. So I really hope they scrap that idea. Again, with the movie, especially with how the 2017 movie did, I think they're again going to tread very lightly on how they put that forward, because it did not do very well. It was a good to decent movie, but a lot of fans were kind of kind of in the middle. Either you liked it or you didn't like it. Some people were in the middle, but for the most part, you were on either one end or the other. So I think they want to take their time with that, seeing how that played out. So I think the movie will probably be out. Again, probably a decade after the original. I think we'll probably get the movie around 2027, just due to the fact that, like I said, it's 2024. they gotta get the actors, get the contracts done, get the writers. There's a lot of stuff that go into pre-production. So I would probably say filming will probably start in 2025, somewhere around there. And depending on when it starts, we'll probably get it maybe end of 2026, beginning of 2027. That would be my predictions. Again, it all depends on what's going on behind the scenes. But as it stands right now, there's no more seasons coming out this year connected to Jonathan or Simon Bennett. There is no Lightning Collection figures. And I think a break is something good that the franchise could have. It's time to take a breather. Like I said, I think it's a restructuring year for Hasbro. They had their, coasting year when they first got it. Then they had their year trying to figure out what sticks and what doesn't. And then I think this is their restructuring year. Would I like to see something? Yes, I would have really liked to see something. But at the end of the day, if what we're getting is a break and then Power Rangers is going to come back stronger and in a better place, I'm fine with that. I'd rather have it come back stronger and in a better place than them just kind of pushing out product that is mid to bad or mid to good. So, that's where I stand. I do think 2024 was a missed opportunity to do another special like Once and Always. I think they should have done a SPD/SPA series and make it a prequel to SPD. I think that would have been a great idea. Call up Johnny Yambash, call up Karen Ashley, call up John Tui, and maybe Kelson Henderson and the actress who played Kat. I definitely think it would have been a smart move to call in those actors and kind of do something as like an SPD prequel series to see it for this year. Cosmic Fury definitely and Once and Always definitely set up the stepping stones for SPD. So I think it would have been a great move to call up Johnny, call up Karen, call up John Tui, and Kelson Henderson. We know he definitely returned, but I think it would have been a really great move to at least give us something in regards to Power Rangers this year and make it an SPD special and like a prequel to, SPD, which would be which is set to take place in 2025. It's 2024. It'd be a great way to do some kind of setup to SPD. I think it would have been a great idea to do some kind of prequel series. I've actually been thinking. Let me know in the comment section. I've kind of got like a pitch idea. Would you want to hear like my pitch idea for an SPD prequel special? If you would want to hear my pitch that I'd give, put SPD prequel in the comment section. Maybe I'll work on that as an upcoming video. But yeah. We got that. We got, not a whole lot coming this year. So, the content regarding Power Rangers is probably going to be tricky for me to cover. I probably came back at a very bad time. So, any video ideas you guys have, please let me know in the comment section and I'll try to work on those. But yeah, I might work on that SPD prequel pitch, like I said. But depend on if you guys have any more ideas, if we get any news. It'll depend. Like I said, I kind of came back at a bad time because there's not a whole lot of going on regarding the new prequel or the new, reboot series. And with the Lightning Collection going on hiatus. So definitely try to give me some ideas for videos in the comment section. But yeah, again, regarding to what's going on this year with Power Rangers, I think it's stuff going on behind the scenes and a restructuring year with Hasbro. I think that, once they kind of figure things out by the mid to end of the year, we'll probably start to hear some news in the background in regards to what they're doing with the franchise and like the movies and casting and behind the scenes stuff. That's what I think the year's mostly going to be focused on. We probably won't hear much, but I do think that by the end of the year, we'll start to hear the, behind the scenes news. Maybe midsummer, we'll start to hear that stuff. Let me know your thoughts, opinions. What do you think besides the comics? Again, I don't cover the comics, so if that's an idea you might have, I do not cover them. So yeah, that's kind of an area that I probably won't touch. So if you have any other ideas beside that, I'll look into them. But yeah, besides the comics, I don't think we're probably going to get much unless it starts to pour out towards the end of the year. But those are just my thoughts, opinions. Let me know what you think might happen with Power Rangers. Do you think that we might actually end up getting something? Do you think we'll get nothing? Do you think, we might get a special or something. Let me know all that good stuff in the comment section down below. So yeah, guys, that's all the Power Rangers content we'll be getting in 2024. As always, if you like this video, don't forget to give a big thumbs up and share. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button down below. Hit that bell icon. There's more Power Rangers content from me moving forward. And go for me on Instagram, Twitter, which are linked in that section on my YouTube channel. As always, I'm Vision here, boy, and team, and I'll see you next time.